Okay, well, today we're on a different kind of mission. It's a mechanical centrifugal switch. So this goes on an electric motor, and when it's relaxed, it's triggering in the switch for the capacitors to start this thing up. When the motor starts spinning, the centrifugal force causes us to collapse in, releasing the switch. So it's just a startup sequencer essentially for an electric motor. So I looked high and low for stuff on my particular compressor. And about the only parts I can find are like for the compressor part, not for the electrical part. So this is the only one that I could come up with. A couple things is, one, this surface here is too small around. We need to come up with something that's almost 2 inches. One pretty close. So 1.26. So I need to stretch that out a little bit. So in doing that, we're just going to adhere a piece to the outside that bond it to it. The other problem we're running into is this is 16 millimeters inside here. I need to bring that out to 17, so we need to open that up a little bit. This is 17 in a pinch. I could probably sand that out to the right size without twisting up too much stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And something to remember, some of these toolings are very sharp. Just barely touch that thing. Razor sharp. Yikes. So, pretty tight up in here. Let's see what we got. Not bad. That'll fly. Got a little bit of extra work to do here to get everything just right. Got a broken mount up here that we have to contest with as well. So it's going to be kind of interesting, but basically where she's at. Hopefully all this will come back into play. I'm going to check this and see what we got here as far as. So now what we need to do is increase the circumference of this. Now, some of you are going to say, wow, stretch it, huh? Yeah. No, we're not going to stretch it. We're going to do something, though. I'm not sure what yet. Now, for our spray paint can lid, is going to be our rescue here. It's going to take a little doing to get this just right. Well, see what we can do. So what I've got on here is a cutting edge from, take a look at that. It's a cutting edge from a tubing cutter that we put into the tooling holder. So let's see what we can stir up here. Just want to cut this up clean. And here we go again. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so we took a spray paint can lid, pretty durable stuff, and just so happens that the inside of this circle is the same size as that right there. That worked out pretty sweet, actually. I just hope we got the right diameter here. If not, we can alter that real easy. Turns pretty simple. So now we need to fix this to this. Probably some super glue, something simple, and get this thing assembled. See what we got. Now we got her in here. Put a little bit of pressure on it after putting some epoxy in there. Oop. And now we'll give her a squeeze, see what happens. Let her dry up for a while. Now, down here in the bottom, they had just a little 1/4 inch screw. I mean, it was teeny tiny. So I've drilled this out. Now I'm going to run a tap in here so we can get 1/4 by 20 in here. That'll give us something to work with. And then I can build a standoff for this thing and actually support, say that really loud, support the capacitors up here. Because this thing just, I'm telling you, a couple little 1/4 inch screws. Wood thread. Like wood inclined plane screws. I mean, just simple junk. And when it comes loose, then what happens is your little chingao back here blows apart and everything just kind of goes sideways. That's exactly what happened with this thing. So we're gonna put a tap through here, which we've pretty much got through here already. Kind of tight quarter. I was gonna take this plumbing apart, but then going back through and sealing it all up on this air compressor, it's just as much hassle as it is to get this thing done this way, so I'm just doing it this way. You can spank me over if you want stuff right the first time. It's just a matter of slamming it out, saying, oh, that's good enough. I had to move here a little bit, but anyway, so give me a whole 4-foot rod at 1/4 by 20 here. We're going to put this to use right quick and build us some studs for that. So here we go. Okay, we're going to call that good. Okay, so this is going to go right in here nice and easy. I got to trim down the bottom just a little bit to raise it up, so it'll lock right in there nice and tight at the bottom. We'll get that squared away, and then put a 1/4 by 20 that'll go through that and mount into the housing down here, and it's all compressed together. So if you look in here, you can see that I got that clutch in there. That clutch will work. It's out all the time, but when the RPM of the motor comes up, the motor comes up, then this retracts in, and that switches this single pole switch right here for the capacitors, so that'll absorb some of the inrush on this thing. Well, you don't blow your breakers when you start it up. I can't see anything for tolerances or anything, so it's going to kind of be a freehand thing. See where we're at here. Okay, well, it's not sparking and arcing anymore, so that's a good sign. So if you look right in there, right in here, that shiny thing right there is what we just replaced. See it? Moving around. So when we turn it on, that's going to move a little bit. It's going to spin, but it's also going to contract at the same time. It looks good to me. It's doing what it's supposed to do. I like it. Tighten it up. So that's done, you know, so picked up a part for nothing, you know, I mean, it's the wrong part, and turned it into something that's going to work. I mean, it's that silly. I mean, we had a 16 millimeter clutch, and we opened it up, made it a 17 millimeter clutch, which is the size of the shaft that's in there. And now it works. I mean, build some standoffs, and you know, it's all locked into place, and all I got to do is get me an air cleaner on this thing and air filter, and I think we'll be in good shape. It's just silly. This thing was destined for the boneyard, and you know, that's where I got it from. So now it's just a matter of just putting it back in place and fixing a couple other little silly things where we got an air leak here and there, and we're back in business. Anyway, have a good one.